Hi everybody, this is still Marr here, and welcome to another Mullins vlog video. This is my series where I talk about random stuff in my life, or if I want to reminisce on some of my videos, talk about little interesting facts, or talk about fun stories that happens to me, just a vlog basically. And similar to how me and my friend Thomas did our video talk about our memories on Delmar Palace Misses About, I want to go ahead and make a video talk about some fond memories and my thoughts on one of my oldest shows ever, practically my very first series I ever done, which is the Thomas Tank Engine Show, or T.T.T.E.S. as is most commonly known. Mostly want to make this because of the fact that we released a April Fool's video of an episode 2 a few days ago, which I hope you guys really enjoyed. Me and Lachlan had some fun making it, and yeah, it was trying to think of memories of T.T.T.E.S. It's practically my oldest series ever, one of the very first shows I ever worked on for the past 7 years. It's practically as old as my YouTube channels, or my YouTube career almost a little bit. But I just want to go ahead and talk about like some of the videos, discussing my thoughts on them and any fun, interesting facts about the series as a whole, so hopefully you guys can enjoy. It's no secret that I love Thomas the Tank Engine. And along with that love comes with the fact that when I discovered YouTube, I discovered there was tons of other people out there who were my age in their teenage years that also loved Thomas and loved talk about it, recreating the stories using the wooden railway figurines or Bachmann models. And there was also a group of people that did a bunch of short parody videos as well. Most people will automatically think of the classic fleet, Train Boy 7, Train Lover 476, and Miss Oliver Blossom. Well, nowadays it's kind of cringeworthy a little bit to your back, but at the time it was amazing to see these fun little parody videos of Thomas where they make so many references and nods to so many shows. And it was just really fun to watch, and I loved watching a lot of new videos when I got a chance to. So when I finally got into YouTube with Daniel the Tank Engine, I wanted to try a show that was similar to that. Not like entirely ripping off the formula. Okay, at the time I was thinking, but making a foot ground and say I want to make a show exactly like that. And I was originally going to use my Bachmann models, but I decided to go ahead and use my wooden railway figurines instead. The reason being I had more characters to work around with, and there wasn't, while Train Level 476 was known for Tommy Thomas and Friends, and then Train Boy 7 and Miss Oliver Blossom used electric train models like from Hornby or Bachmann. I think it just made sense to just do one that was wooden railway, kind of make it use a different branding. Sure, I used some Ertl and a couple of Trackmaster accessories and all that, but most of it was using my wooden railway collection, as that's personally my favorite brand, or my favorite little brand selection of Thomas. I always loved the Wooden Railways series of Thomas and Friends. Yes, I collected Bachmann, Tommy, and Ertl obviously, but Wooden Railway was my choice of brand to use while collecting Thomas characters, and they were so great. Nowadays, I'm not going to talk about it before anyone gets angry, but the Wooden Railway range was classic. It's classic to me at least. I have a lot of fun memories of collecting them and playing them, and now that I have a whole YouTube series, it just makes that connection of the Wooden Railway kind of closer, I think. So I created my first YouTube account on December 21st, but I didn't start filming T.T.T.E.S. the pilot until probably like the beginning of January, and during that time I think we all gone through this where we're so energetic about, oh, I got a YouTube channel, I want to get the first video out fast. Well, I will admit I rushed the pilot episode and the first short. I rushed them completely. I rushed it trying to get a thing of ideas of what to write on, or like gags to put in the script. I even rushed trying to find voice actors. Not saying the voice actors I got were bad. However, looking back, I could have chose some better voice actors for a few of the characters. Not saying anything bad about the guys who did voice in it, but however, luckily with episode 1, I did take my time on it. Yes, it was released during the course over March through April. You know, it was originally a 4-part episode, but I at least took my time on thinking, okay, what can I do to write the script? What elements what didn't? And episode 1, I have a lot of fun memories making. I loved making it, drawing the faces, and that video there also helped me introduce to a lot of great people. This series helped me introduce to several friends of mine who I'm still friends with on YouTube to this day, like the Sordo Steamworks. I may not talk to him a whole lot, however, I really admire him. I love his voice acting. He does so many voices for my videos, not just for T.T.T.E.S or Thomas comedies, but he's also Pete in the Fairy Funnies, and I just like him. He's a really fun guy. Plus he's from Norway, so it's nice to have more international friends. Another old friend of mine that I've known during the T.T.T.E.S time, who first starred in episode 1, was Challenger, and he was the voice of the German inspector in episode 1. He knew how to speak a little bit of German, and don't ask why the inspector was German. I really don't know, but it turned out it was really funny. It really turned out hilarious, and I love whenever he yells "Yes!" and it just works out well. And that was one of the first roles that Challenger got the voice in, or 321 Action 1000 as he was known at the time. Yeah, and of course he appears in the Del Marshall episodes of my top 20 Mario Kart tracks list. We did a crossover episode on Shining Time Station, and actually I'll probably talk more about Challenger in another vlog, probably, now that I think about it. But 2 friends in particular that I've met when I was making episode 1 were actually people that didn't exactly started out voicing in the first part, but I later incorporated into the second and third part of episode 1. One of them being that one Thomas fan, or Spencer, who I feel bad not talking to a whole lot because I get so distracted. Like, I don't even get on Skype or Discord that often, as I'm usually exhausted. Not saying I don't like my job, I love my job. It's just when I get off and I only have 2 days off a week and they go by so quickly, I want to sleep, play games, do laziness. But you know, Spencer's one of the first people that I really got to know very well. He had a YouTube channel that was Thomas themed called Tom's Online Flea, but that got taken off for, I think he didn't really like the content, or I can't remember exactly. I know he was slowly getting out of watching Thomas, as this was during the nitrogen era, but I can't remember the full reason why he took down his original channel. I can't remember. But then the other friend I discovered that later incorporated into episode 1 was Thomas Fan 101, or Lachlan. And he's one of the first, I'm gonna be honest, like, even though I made several friends with talking to people on YouTube, Lachlan's probably the first person on, when I started YouTube, that I can officially call a friend. Well, aside from 321 Action 1000, but like, I actually got to call him on Skype, and ironically enough, I think I was the first person he ever actually talked to someone on Skype. Not literally just like YouTube comment messaging and all that. I mean, like, actually call on the computer and get to talk. Granted, the mic I used was getting fidgety. It wasn't like working that well, but it was really cool getting to talk to him. And when me, Lachlan, and Spencer all got to talk on Skype, it was so much fun. One of the things that we usually do is that we look at this is like a tradition we used to do when we first, you know, got to do group chats on Skype, is that we actually read manuscripts of Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge episodes from Little Kribo and do voices, like reenacting it, and oh, that was so much fun. That really was. But we're not talking about Skype. We're talking about T.T.T.E.S. Yes, we're talking about that. Aside from, you know, getting to meet Lachlan and Spencer, and, you know, discovering which people really sticks out a lot, episode 1 is a classic. It may have, you could definitely tell the aging of the video, but it's still a fun little look back. And unlike the pilot or the first short, I'm actually proud of the first episode. It was fun to make. It really was. And then, of course, I did another short with Scruff not Scruff, Harvey and Salty doing kind of like, I was inspired by Smosh. They used to do these, well, I don't know if they do them anymore, but they used to do these if video games were real or if movies were real, and they would have that little music bit playing before they cut to the next movie. And I just figured I just love that little music bit, and I was like, okay, why not try to do that by focusing on a location of some kind, like what's a day in the life at Brendam Docks, or a day in the life at the waste dump, you know, something along that line. And the short number 2, it looks good. It took a little bit while to get that one out, mainly due to the fact that I was waiting on Ranger and Colin to send in his lines, but then again, he's more busier than I am, I believe. But it was another fun short, and one of my favorite gags in that video was in, I think it was Thursday, I believe, where Salty and Harvey are complaining. Birch is trying to ask, "What are you guys talking about?"
How long have you been standing there?
All day.
You realize that my crane arm is holding a box full of eggs and can fall on you during the process, don't you?
Ah, fudge. I don't know why that gag, I'm proud of writing that bit. But of course, some people are probably wondering, how come I don't usually make any TTTES over the course of time? Well, it was kind of a transitional period, you know. It was released in 2012, and I was trying to figure out what to do. I was starting my this channel here, you know, trying to figure out what works to make me stand out more than just a Thomas user on YouTube. To be fair, there was 2 major factions. One is Thomas Comedies, obviously. At this point, by the time short number 2 was out, there was 2 Thomas Comedies already out, and I was almost close to finishing a Battlefield for Goldum, and I have so much fun making the redubs more than the Wooden Railway, because I have to, you know, dig out my Wooden Railway stuff, which, by the way, never go in my, or, well, it's no longer my closet since I cleaned it out, but back then my closet was a mess. I could not find any of my wooden tracks to get out properly. But yeah, it just got kind of old having to dig out, trying to find all the trains, the track, and all that, and film the shot. And it got kind of stale trying to do that so much. And since I was having more fun and was focusing on the Thomas redubs along with the Delmar show, which was, you know, brand new and now starting production, I kind of lost interest in T.T.T.E.S. even though I had several more episodes I wanted to do, like the original episode 2 originally went like I was going to, crap, I can't remember the episode now. Oh wait, no, it was James discovers that there's this tunnel that has a bunch of gold, and he forces like Jack in the Pack and the Inches to try dig out that gold from the tunnel. I remember writing the first part of that, but then lost interest in it. I can't remember any of the other episodes. I had like 10 planned in total. And of course, T.T.T.E.S. was one of the first shows that had an episode that was lost, for me at least. I talked about this back in my cancelled and unreleased videos on YouTube, but I had a T.T.T.E.S. Date of Diesel's interviews. If you want to learn more about that, you could just go watch that video. I'll probably link to it in the description. And then that one failed due to the fact that no one liked it, and it was kind of received poorly, so I took it off and it's gone forever. However, I do have a script to another T.T.T.E.S. video called Blue Mountain Mishaps. I don't have a DeviantArt anymore, but I'm probably going to go ahead and release the script for that sometime soon. Hopefully I'll figure out how to release it. So even though I technically started T.T.T.E.S. back in 2012, there are 2 new videos that has been uploaded since then. One of them being the 3rd short, where Thomas is like talking to a bunch of his to himself from different time periods and universes. That one, I've been thinking of the idea for about a year, and decided to do it as a special occasion as the 5th year anniversary of me being on YouTube, and that's actually one of my favorite videos I've made. I'm really proud of how it turned out. It's still hilarious and so much fun to watch. And if I got a little bit of nostalgia, you know, making a brand new T.T.T.E.S. and then about 2 years later, we released another T.T.T.E.S. video, which is the April Fool's video, episode 2. And then, of course, we had another TTTES video released after 2 years from the last video, which was episode 2, or the April Fool's video for this year. I had no intention of making a new TTTES video, but it's been an idea that my friend Lachlan wanted to do, and if you want to give credit to anyone, you can thank Lachlan for episode 2. He did a great job of writing it, making the jokes. I did some of the writing, but not as much compared to he did. And it turned out pretty well, and I'm glad that people have enjoyed that video. But yeah, TTTES is pretty much cancelled. I don't really have any intentions of making any more. Heck, I can't make any more since, not saying I don't have any of my wooden railway stuff. They're still at my old house, but they're buried in a garage, and trying to make one now would be kind of, will take a lot of time. And that's pretty much the reason why, with episode 2, Lachlan used his wooden railway stuff for it, which is good, because if we didn't, it might not have happened. Honestly, it wouldn't happen. But even though I'm technically done with the series, I still look back at it in fond memories of how I had a little rough start, rushing myself with making a video and finding voices and all that. But it also led me to discover some great friends I'm still friends with on YouTube to this day, like Lachlan and Alex and Spencer. Which, Spencer, I'm sorry if I have not spoke to you. Please don't leave me, man. We'll make this work. Please, just give me a chance. And I still look back at some of the videos. Like, I still love how episode 1 turned out, even though it is a little bit aged. Short number 2 is still good, and short number 3 is like one of my favorite videos I made. Then again, it was made to commemorate the 5th year anniversary, so it's a little bit of a nostalgic tie to that. And episode 2 was pretty hilarious, which Lachlan will have to teach me how to do some of the short little editing tricks he did, because Photoshop editing guru I am not. But anyway, I thank you guys for watching this vlog. If you have watched all the TTTES episodes, or if you recently watched it back when it was on the Daniel the Tank Engine channel, which one of those episodes is your favorite? Do you love short number 3 like I do? Or is your favorite the pilot, despite me not liking it as much? Let me know what are some of your thoughts on the series. And before anyone asks, no, there's no episode 3. Then again, I'm lying. I lie about it. I mean, even though I canceled the show in 2012, we had 2 videos of it come out over that course of time, so who knows what can happen. But for now, we're not planning on making any more, but it's still a fun series to get back in. So let me know what you guys think in the comment below. Thank you guys for watching. God bless yous, and I will see you guys in the next Mullins vlog video. Bye bye. Oh, and in case people are wondering why Crazy Harry was in TTTES, he's just my favorite Muppet character. He's like one of my favorite characters that Jerry Nelson performed, and yeah, plus I can do his voice slightly. That's just, he's in there for the sake of appearing, that's about it. So anyway, bye bye.
And I hope you have an exploding day.